We're not all just sitting at home watching it on TV. You know, I hope that they understand that we understand that we're not just going to fix it and that we're there for the long run and that hopefully we'll be back. Well, I coordinate the Student Volunteer Center. So since I got the job my freshman year, I've been wanting to do an alternative spring break. And when Katrina happened, I really wanted to get out there. And finally this year, last year it didn't come through, and this year everything happened, and finally we get to go.
SVC was just stumbled upon this connection that it looked like it could be exactly what we were looking for as far as, you know, what we wanted to try and do down there and the time that we could give and the, you know, how much money it would take. And so sort of once we found the place, just everything else started getting going and rolling.
A lot of people just like sit around spring break, but just want to get out there and make the world a better place, I guess. I don't know. It's really like devastating what happened over there. Just, you know, do something, it's just physical work to make it a better place, you know, fix it up.
I understand I'm really, you know, privileged to be here. And I saw the flyer to go to New Orleans, and I thought, well, you got to go, you know.
Can we carry them down? Where's that they already trapped it, and just carry them down.
I think as far as like the students, I think there's a really good energy. I think people are really like, you know, especially getting here, like they're in the, you know, they're in the mindset and like really ready to work, and like they just feel really positive about everyone. I think that's a really good thing.
And they're positive yet like sincere, and it's really,
yeah, you know, no complaints. Like we woke up 10 minutes before we had to be somewhere. It's like that's it. Like we're getting up.
I was working on the girls' room, and there are like a lot of baby pictures. And a lot of, like, every other thing reminded me of something that I'm sure I have stored away. It's interesting to see the different water levels, too, and it's really surprising, like, what got destroyed and what didn't.
I've had the biggest change, I guess, in my perception of what's actually happened once we got into the house. Like, we drive around, you can see, like, the physical, you know, difference, like, just outside, but inside it's like...
You can really see the extent of the damage once you get inside. And all.
It's just, we're taking, these are people's lives just like stopped, you know, like, and we're just emptying them now. It's just like a weird concept.
This house is really different than yesterday. We were kind of talking about yesterday evening how we were going to have this all down like a well-oiled machine, and having a two-story house just kind of threw us off. Not in a really bad way, but
we just have to get everything up top, down, and it doesn't take 20 people, or it shouldn't take 20 people up at the top to bring it all down. So like half the team's kind of hanging out, and so we get all the debris down because there's all this stuff flowing off the second floor, and so we don't want anybody hurt. And so Ian had a pretty scary moment earlier today. Yeah, you're pulling down the drywall, and yeah, he just had a moment. He was pretty nervous, I guess. That's it's okay.
Mine doesn't have any peanut butter.
I tried black candy anyway.
I know how to I'm so hungry.
The battle continues with that thing.
Really?
Yeah. We haven't won yet.
No.
You still have Chinese food, I guess, last night.
That was awesome.
Nice.
That was good.
Where'd you get
Chinese
that?
leftovers.
We went to that Chinese place.
That was good.
You want one of me?
Here's what we have to do. Like, obviously, like, I'm tall, so like I can get like nails of pie. Yeah. Like, you are great at taking nails out at the bottom, you know? So you do that, okay? So like, I don't know if like one of you three like leaders wants to do that, or if you'd rather designate someone else to do that. But I think if you like had it clear like what jobs need to be done, and you saw like who's good at what, you can just like tell them what to do. And then when they're done with that, they can come back to you and be like, all right, I'm done. What should I do now?
Yeah. Don't try to tell them.
Yeah, foreman. Who wants to be the foreman?
Alina. Actually, no.
Ian.
Okay, so we couldn't really do anything because we were caught off guard from the two-story. I think we did fine, and as long as we clean up the big pile all together right now, everything else will come naturally. We'll be fine. Yeah. It just happens.
That's what they're good at by now, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it just caught us off guard.
You know, like there's just little things I think that all of us maybe have observed that, you know.
Yeah, I think we're doing a really good job. I've done a lot of construction. I can't say I've done a lot of destruction, but I mean, I think that it takes a while to kind of get the hang and realize what you're kind of good at doing.
Yeah.
So actually by day 4 we'll be like a machine. Woo! And you know, it does take a little while. I think we're doing great.
Yeah.
This is the first house we've had. I think that the water level has gone to the 2nd floor, so it's amazing to tear up the carpet and it's soaked, and her clothes are still soaked through in the closet, and the water level is just 11, 12 feet. It's pretty high.
The under part of the carpet is usually super light, and it's just totally soaked and super heavy.
It's water that's been there for 18 months. Yeah. It smells like it's been there for 18 months.
It looks a lot more recent than that though, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it could have happened yesterday. All the houses on the block haven't been rebuilt. We're the only people here. Like, it's kind of creepy.
I mean, there's nothing around here. It's a ghost town. I mean, people are still living in the theme park over there.
Yeah, he said that he's gonna have to drive his kids almost an hour away for school because there's no schools around here. So it's kind of frustrating to see that the things that you need for a healthy community just aren't being rebuilt, like schools and hospitals and homes and things like that, but then McDonald's and gas stations are, so it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, there's a Lowe's, there's painting stores.
Those are the ones that are open.
Yeah, those are the ones that are open. There's all sorts of little stores that are closed. And
I mean, even in our neighborhood, there's probably like, that we're staying in, there's probably like one store other than a construction hardware store that is open.
Yeah, one of the worst things is a lot of the small stores that people actually relied on. There was a kidney dialysis center. My sister works at one of those centers. People come in there every single day, and if they don't maintain that routine, you know, they'll have problems. They'll die. That's why these centers are there, and it's just interesting that even those places can't reopen. Yet you have the hardware stores opening.